I swear, nothing makes my blood boil quite like walking into the parking lot every morning and seeing his stupid Tesla parked in my spot. Let me know in the comments if you've ever dealt with something like this. I'd love to hear your story. It all started about 6 months ago, when our company moved into a new building downtown. The parking garage had assigned spots for those of us who'd been with the company the longest, and I had earned mine right by the elevator, level 2, with my name painted neatly on the curb. It was one of the only perks of working here through 2 orgs, 1 merger, and a pandemic. Then came Bryce. Even saying his name makes me roll my eyes. He's this 20-something growth strategist, our VP brought in from some startup, always wearing his little Allbirds sneakers and Patagonia vest over his designer button-downs. And, of course, his pristine Tesla Model Y. The first time I saw him parked in my spot, I thought it was an innocent mistake. I even left a sticky note on his windshield. Please, don't park here again. The next morning, he was in it again. I caught him that afternoon, in the break room, and tried to be polite. Hey Bryce, just so you know, I actually have an assigned spot. It's on level 2. Looks like you've been parking there by mistake. Even over here. What's the play? He didn't even look up from his oat milk latte, just smirked and said, "Oh, yeah, sorry, I'll move it if I remember," then walked out. And that, apparently, was his version of resolving the issue. Like and subscribe if you've ever worked with someone like this. It really helps us keep telling these insane stories. From then on, it became his daily little power play. Every morning, I'd pull in and see his Tesla gleaming in my space, and every morning, I'd have to go park 2 floors up with the interns and temp workers. Meanwhile, Bryce would just waltz in 10 minutes late, iced coffee in hand, chatting on his AirPods like he owned the place. One morning, I actually caught him pulling in ahead of me, weaving through the garage like it was a Formula One track, just to snag my spot before I could. When I rolled down my window and shouted, "Seriously, Bryce?" he just grinned and threw me a thumbs up. I complained to facilities. They told me, "We can't really enforce parking assignments. It's more of a guideline." I went to HR. They told me, "We'll have a conversation with him," which I am pretty sure was HR speak for, "We'll do nothing." So I decided to take matters into my own hands. The next morning, I got to the garage an hour early, parked myself in my spot, and sat there sipping coffee and scrolling my phone. He came screeching around the corner, stopped, and glared at me. He actually got out of his car, walked up to my window, and said, "You're blocking me," blocking him, in my own spot. I just smiled and said, "Nah, looks like I'm just using my assigned space. Feel free to park somewhere else." He stared at me for a second like he couldn't comprehend that someone had actually stood up to him. Then he muttered, "Wow, petty," and stormed back to his Tesla. But it didn't stop there. Oh no, Bryce escalated. The next day, he was back in my spot, this time with a handmade paper sign taped to the curb that said, "Resembler for B. Carter." I laughed out loud. He actually made a fake sign to claim my spot. So I printed my own sign, official company logo and everything, and taped it over his. But Bryce wasn't done. The day after that, I came in to find my name on the curb, crossed out, in black Sharpie. So I grabbed some white paint from the maintenance closet and fixed it. The next day, he parked diagonally in my space, so no one else could fit in it. That's when I decided it was time to hit him where it hurt. I went to IT. See, Bryce had this habit of leaving his car plugged into the garage outlet to top off his battery during the day. Company policy explicitly forbade employees from using building power for personal vehicles, but no one had bothered enforcing it. Until I, anonymously, sent IT the security camera footage of him plugging in his charger. The next morning, there was a big red sticker on his charger cord. Notice of policy violation, power use prohibited. Yeah. And best of all, the facilities team finally put up a shiny new metal sign over my space. Bryce didn't take it well. When I walked past his desk that afternoon, he muttered, just loud enough for me to hear, "Hope you're happy." I just smiled and said, "Oh, I am, thanks." Now, every morning, I pull into my spot, right by the elevator, and I see Bryce's Tesla parked all the way at the back of the garage. And let me tell you, it's the sweetest sight. If you've ever had to deal with someone like Bryce, tell me in the comments. I want to hear everything. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this, because there's always more office drama where that came from.